Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Papa Weekend Adventures back, and today we're gonna do some work on the Casita. What am I gonna do today? Today I'm going to replace, well, not replace, I already replaced it. Last time I went to go camping, my jack that came with the Casita broke the gears on top. I took it apart. Kept spinning in there. Jack wouldn't go up and down. And leave at 6:30 in the morning for a camping trip, and we couldn't go. I had to go to Northern Tools and buy a new jack. I bought this, I want to say it's 5,000 pound jack. But the only problem I have with it is that it's a plug. I'm not plugging this thing in to then have to plug the other one in whenever I want to do that. So what happened is I cut the wire above the fuse from the old one, because the old one just had that in. This was what comes with the new one. As you can see, it came on here. I'm going to take this out, which I already started unscrewing it. I'm going to cut the cable above, just in case for some reason I might have to put it back. And I'm going to connect, it's only two wires, positive to positive, negative. I'm going to ground it out here, and we're going to see if it works without having to hook it up to the Jeep. If that works, we're golden. So this is what it looks like. It has a light up and down. I'll leave you the link and how much it costs. Of course, I added this part, which I love. There's a video, if you look at my old videos, I did a YouTube video on why I purchased it and how it works and how to install it. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting this and seeing it. Hopefully it'll work. Alright, first thing I'm going to do here, this piece came from inside here. I'm going to keep it on here. Like I said, I'm going to cut it a little bit high just in case I need to put it back. This right here doesn't have a section where you can open, but you can see a line, a crease. I'm going to cut it right on the line to get to the wire. Here's the wire. And yes, the battery is disconnected. For those of you wondering, I shut the power off. Alright, so here's the two wires. Gonna go ahead and cut them. So that way, okay, like I said, in case I need it, I'm keeping this piece. This piece, I'm going to take it out, put it back in here, just the way it came, like that. Okay, so done with this. Now I'm going to come here. Let's see if I can pull the wire out a little bit more. I'll cut this back some more. Where's the ouch. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and cut these back. Alright, I bought this Quinn crimper from Harbor Freight. First time using it. Let's see if this thing works. I'm going to stick the white wire right in here. Let's see if it'll crimp it. It did crimp it. So that's how this one works. I might have to do a little bit deeper just to get a better piece. So what I'll do is I'll push this out a little bit more. See if I can get a little bit more right about here. Nice and easy. Yep, there we go. So I gotta get my voltmeter just to make sure that this is a positive. This is supposed to be positive. This one's supposed to be negative. But I'll go ahead and get my tester just to make sure. Alright, I was doing some playing around with the wires. Hey, Froggy, what you doing there? But what I did was, I'll have to show you on the other side, on the flip side. Over here. Okay, this is the jack. The jack has black and white. Black is power. This is from the power source from the Casita for the old jack with the 30 amp fuse. So power is black, white is negative. You have to find a bolt to put it to. I just tried it out right here in this bolt and the jack started working. So that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna go ahead and connect these and we're gonna see how Froggy, we're gonna see how we're gonna do this. I want to do this in a nice clean way, put the wires away in here so we can't see it, and yeah, and we'll get it working. Alright, took a little break because I wanted to make sure I had everything, but here are the tools I'm using. And what I'm going to do is, here comes the wire from the jack. It's zip tied here. As you can see, it's long, comes all the way down here. And this is the wire from the battery, which I put it in here. I'm going to zip tie right here. And then I'm going to run it this way. It's going to go right in here. What I'm going to need to do is I'm going to have to cut this wire. I'm probably going to cut it right about here, so we don't have this long piece right here. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect it. But I need to make sure that I'm going to be able to ground it here. And I bought this piece here. See if it fits in the screw size. Make sure it's metal to metal contact. Let's see if this is going to work. Might be able to do it underneath, but no, there's no bolt on there. I'm gonna go ahead and see what size bolt this is, pull it out, because if not, the only other option is going to be connected here, which is where I tested it and it worked. So I might be able to do that. Let me see, it might work a little better. We'll see. Let me see if I can do that, because I think maybe here, I say it might work a little better. If not, it'll just be up here. And the wire just have to hang out. Let me take a look. I'm thinking, I think I'm gonna put the negative here, put it right here, and then put the bolt. It's 15 pounds of pressure, PSI. Oh, torque. Put it right here with some shrink tubing. And I'll run the wire underneath so it can't be seen or bothered. Well, like I said, I'm going to have to cut this, stick the rest underneath, and hopefully all this will work. It will work. Just want to make sure I don't cut it too long or too short. Let me go ahead and do this. Let's see if I can record every little bit of it, but put this thing in here already. Hopefully it doesn't fall over, but alright, so what I need to cut is probably, I'll leave it here, probably right about here. That should be right about enough. for this and for that. If I cut it here, I tuck it underneath, which is what I want to do. Go ahead and do this. Where's my knifey? Okay, so that's pretty easy. Because if I cut it here, maybe see this pole here. If I run it around, let's see how this is gonna do. Maybe just to run around the pole underneath, because this doesn't really move. Now it'll be like that. I said I can tie it into here, just like this. I think that'll work. So let me go ahead and do this first. I'm going to cut it right about here, shrink wrap, and take it from here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Cut the wrong one, didn't I? Yes, I did. Cut the wrong one. But it'll still work. Because this one is going to go to this, which is fine. This one here is the one that's going to go here. Always pay attention to what you're doing. This one's going to go here. So cut it here. And I'm going to grab that crimp. And crimp the wire. Pull it up first. So the white one is the negative. And pull this out. I'm going to go ahead and put it this way since there's no paint on that. I'm going to go ahead and stick this in here. Let me grab one of these though before I forget. Shrink tube. Tube. Oh, what size do I want? I don't want it too big, I don't want it too small. I want to make sure I get the right one here. Grab this one here. It's positive, negative. It's kind of weird how black is negative. This was getting me confused. So I'm going to stick it in here. Then I'll heat shrink this together. It should work out just fine. Right about there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to double this. What do I mean by double? I'll make it a little bit thicker. That way when I put it in here and crimp it down, we have better contact. So now, I should got it the right way. Okay. Where's the other pliers that I bought? And hopefully this will work because it's the only one I have. So right about there. I'm going to crimp this down. In the middle. Nice and tight. Like I said, this is a negative, which is still hard for me to believe, but okay. So now I'm gonna just over here, put it here. Now I gotta go get my heat gun, my extension cord. I'm gonna get this done before it gets dark, so let me go grab that. Alright, got the heat gun. Let's go ahead and put this shrink heat. You can see starting to take shape. That way you can see it good. Kind of together. Water. And down here. That's pretty good. Cool off for a bit. So I'm gonna put it here, put this on here. Okay, what's next? Next is going to be, check this out here. Make sure everything's right. I'm gonna go right around the pole. Like I did before. So we go right here. And then the power one is right here. This one's here. I'm gonna try to tap in with one of these 50 piece quick splices. Let's see which one's gonna work on this. I think the red one's gonna work pretty good, because the blue one it's actually bigger. I think the red one's going to be pretty good. So go in one side, the other one goes in there. I think I could heat shrink this too also. But what I want to do is, let me see. Before I go crazy doing anything, I'm going to make sure this is going to go here. This one's going to go here. This will go here. And then, since, where's the positive on this? These two go tied here. And then I can just shove this in here. Oh, you know what? Are you guys watching? I just noticed my camera was out of focus. I'm right here. Sorry about that. Alright. This is what I did. Put it together, clamp it together, put the heat shrink. And That's it. That way. Nothing in the water, nothing like that. So, this is supposed to be positive and negative. I got the amp, fuse amp in here. Got this one here. Had to tighten it down. I'm gonna put some tape on here and put the this piece back on here. So I need to get the camera out of the way so I can do this. Maybe I'll put it on the other side. And yeah. Let me see what's going to go on. See if I can get you from this angle here. What I'm doing. I'll do what I did before. Well, you can't see. Stay there. As you can see, here's a negative. I put the cover back on. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap this up with tape. And I'm gonna put the cover on here too. I'm gonna start from one end just to make sure it doesn't get any short. Doesn't get it short or any problems when you're driving down the road. As you can see, I think it came out already. It's not the neatest. As long as I don't have a short, that's all I care about. Cut this end off here. I'll cut my finger. And I'm gonna grab some of this, cut it open, and it'll probably be right about to here, I'm thinking. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this. I'm gonna cut this open. There's a little line. It's hard to see, but you can go ahead and cut it open. Sure's perfect. My wife's gonna kill me because my jeans are gonna get wet on the knees, and hopefully it won't stain my jeans, because then she will throw them away. Alright. So this part here I don't think it's gonna fit. Let's try this. I'm going to put this here. Oops, what's wrong with this? It's not open here. Okay. Just open here. Let's see if this will fit in here. At least get a little bit in there, maybe. I'll put tape around it. There we go. Okay. It all works out if you try. Run this around. The wire on that side. At least it's there. So now what I do, I'll take this, tuck it in here. With the rest of the wire, let's see. I'll zip tie this, I'll zip tie this, and we should be good. Now comes the moment of truth. Like I said, I'm going to zip tie here, zip tie this in here. Bam, there it is again. Ooh. Let's go ahead and see if this thing is gonna work. I know a lot of you want to see the inside. Let me tell you how laminated. Oh, we had the table laminate, and I think it looks way better. Right there. The other one you can't see, it's bed's made. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on. I have my battery reader here, full charge. Right now it's at 70 degrees in here. I got my vent lid. Let's see if it doesn't blow up. Everything's connected. Everything looks good. The light's working. And let's see. It works. And it's not even bolted down. I'm going to get my torque. It's supposed to be 15-20 pounds of torque. So I'm going to go grab that. And then I'm going to clean this whole entire mess up. But, hey, I guess it can be done. Let me get some zip ties. My torque, and I think that's all we're going to need. Then I'm going to go ahead and remove this because we don't need it anymore. Alright, torque wrench that I have is from 25 on up. This is only 15 to 20 pounds. So I'm going to have to go to Harbor Freight tomorrow and pick one up. But I'm just going to go ahead and do it for now. As best as I can. I think that'll be good. And then tomorrow we'll go ahead and pick one up. Like I said, these are pretty tight. When I first went down, I did it very tight. So we should be good there. Pick out the zip ties. Let me grab the zip ties again and put this stuff on here. I want to thank everybody for watching, and as you can see, everything is working. Alright. I want to thank Sapo for helping. Stay tuned for the next video.